going on, fellas, and welcome back to Hertha Hero with Hertha Berlin on Football Manager 2020. Today is the POKAL final. We're going to be playing Borussia Dortmund. We're not going to bother wearing a suit because we wore a suit for the Champions League. I think the POKAL was a little bit on the smaller side. Interestingly, where's it gone? Where is the news article gone? We've never won the POKAL. Hertha Berlin never won the POKAL. Nobody's ever won the POKAL with Hertha Berlin. Nobody. It's never happened. Don't go looking for anybody who's managing Hertha Berlin. It's never happened. So, we're taking on Borussia Dortmund. Since you were here last in the heartbreaking defeat to Liverpool, we went and beat Augsburg 3-1. Vinicius Jr. with a brace and Arne Meyer scoring for us after we went 1 behind. And then in the final game of the season, we beat Borussia Dortmund 2-0. Esposito with the brace. He's just been fantastic. I think he's got 47 for the season. Scored 36 in the league. It's just been... Oh, sorry, it's 48. He has been amazing. And that's not including his goals for Italy this year. He's scored 36 and 31 in the league. I'm surprised nobody wants him. I'm very surprised nobody wants him. He only has 2 years left on his deal, which he signed 2 years ago. Probably should look to give him a new deal. So this is how we're lining up for the final game of our season. We have Bingham in goal, who is just after recovering from an injury he had. Tight groin, I think it was. Alec and Michael are going to be our wing backs today. Gentile and Garvidal as our centre backs. Alec did accept his 2-week fine, and then got another 2-week fine a week later. So he's not having a great time lately. We haven't had to pay him for about a month, which is delightful. Szoboszlai and Arne Meyer in central midfield. Mina comes back from his injury. He is able to play 75 minutes today, thankfully, because Harvey Elliott has been... he had one really, really, really good game, and he's not been great since. Vinicius Jr. continues on the left. Esposito and Kaio George up front. We do have a few injury concerns for today. Ducore is injured. Jupp could actually... Do we put Jupp on the bench? He's been in good form, yeah. Sorry, Horvath. We have our right back on the bench, which... had we had against Liverpool, who knows what could have happened. Had we had an actual right back on the bench, we could have quite possibly won that game and would be playing in the Champions League final against PSG. I think PSG made it into the final. Kind of lost interest after we got knocked out. Stopped looking. Why would I bother? We're not a part of it anymore. Go out and carry on what you did last time. We literally just beat them a week ago, and we were at home. We're playing in our home stadium, so you would assume we can do it again. I am curious now, actually. We're gonna just have a quick look. Who made it into the final? It was PSG. PSG beat Sevilla, so it's going to be Liverpool PSG in the final. But like I said, we don't really care because we're not there. So, Mina, glad he's back from his injury. He's definitely one of our better players, and not having him is disappointing. Don't know if you might remember Mark Wright, the Borussia Dortmund striker. He is on loan from PSG. We tried to sign him, and he had picked PSG over us. Then PSG never really used him, and now he's on loan with Borussia Dortmund. So he ended up in Germany anyway, but it would have just been a little bit easier had he just joined us. Because, you know, that's one thing about PSG this year, especially in the last 2 or 3 years. They're very annoying. They're taking a lot of players we want. There was a Danish striker, Arne Meyer with the goal. 7 minutes in, Arne Meyer puts us 1 up. PSG took a Danish striker of I think it was Copenhagen he was with. We were scouting him for a little while. I offered to buy him. They said no. then I put in an actual cash money offer, and they rejected it because I put in an inquiry and they said no. And then I put in money, we will pay you this money if we can have him. And Jonathan David just puts that wide. They rejected that. So then I just went, fuck it, we're going to pay his release clause, which was, I think, 8.25 million. Within a day of us doing that, PSG did the exact same thing, and then about 3 days later, he accepted PSG. So, it's just one of those things where we were the champions of Europe, and PSG still managed to get players ahead of us, which I don't understand how. I know PSG dominate their league, but we've been dominating our league as well. We've won the league 3 years in a row, and PSG weren't offering him Esposito, 49th of the season. PSG weren't even offering him that much more money than us. I think it was a couple of thousand a week. But we did offer, what was it? We offered to pay him if he played for, I think, international games. His wage was going to go up, and if he played a certain amount, like 10 games or 15 games or something, he was going to get a wage increase. So, it's not as if we weren't giving him anything. But he's gone straight into their second team. He would have been, quite possibly, at least first team in and around the place. Like, you've seen this year we've played Gracier, Hulk, Piejo. Like, they've all had an opportunity up front for us this year. Vinicius Jr. just missed a nice opportunity there, but we are still 2 up. And Jonathan David's been taken off with an injury just before halftime. We are going to say we're not happy. Garvidal, who was suspended. Might have been suspended for the last game. He comes back in for today's game. Garvidal is fantastic, regardless of what the assistant manager and coaches think. Garvidal is just an absolute monster of a centre back, and we picked him up for 7 million or 6 million. Gentile with the block there. We've built a team on not spending a lot of money, and it's worked out so far for us. I do think there are some players in and around the first team that we're going to have to consider getting rid of, because they're maybe not quite good enough to play for the first team. But we've a whole entire summer to consider that, and I have a whole bunch of World Cup qualifiers to consider. Now, Mark Wright scored. We might as well have a look. He was at Villarreal when we went to sign him. His contract was expiring. We offered money for him. PSG took him instead. He played 13 games, scored 4 goals. He's gone to Borussia Dortmund and had an absolute belter of a season, which, I wouldn't have considered loaning him. I don't think we're really a club that would need to look at loaning players now. We are without a doubt the best team in Germany. So I'm not going to look at players and go, oh, well, I could bring this guy in on loan. It's like, no, we don't do that now. We buy players. Michael's picked up a knock. We've just made 2 substitutions. Johnson Fryer is going to come on. We're going to put Garvidal out at left back. So that's all our substitutions made 65 minutes in. Not quite what I wanted. Unfortunately, both substitutions were made just before that injury. Thankfully, we don't have the Champions League final to play. Kyo George. We had a chat with Kyo George about his lack of goals before this game. So I was kind of hoping he'd score. He's been fine, I guess, so far. But Mark Wright headed straight to Bingham, which is, at least we're not after conceding again. Harvey Elliott is on for, their keeper just pushes the Arne Meyer shot onto the post. He just kind of stands there for a little while, holding the ball, vibrating. interesting tactic. Eduardo Luiz came on for Szoboszlai. I didn't mention the substitutions I was making because I was chatting away. But we brought on Eduardo Luiz and Johnson Fryer. Just kind of stood there next to Mark Wright, just running alongside him as if he was saying, like, you can do it, you can do it. That was... Alright, we're going to throw out passion right at the end of the game. Because do not want this to go to extra time. Why are they standing still? Alright, we're going to go to slightly shorter. We're going to work the ball into the box for the final 10 minutes. Thankfully, Mark Wright passed that to Bingham. But since we brought on Johnson Fryer, he's not filled me with confidence. The Sydney Lobo is like, we should play shorter passing. And then he's like, oh, we should play longer, more direct passing. Schultz hit the post, I guess. Unfortunately, Alec stepped forward and missed the ball. Kyle George puts Vinicius Jr. through on goal. And Vinicius Jr. with his 20th of the season, his 10th for us, I think. I think that's his 10th for us. He's played primarily as a winger. Well, on the wing, as an inside forward. He was playing up front for Bayern Munich. We'll have a quick look at the league table, actually, because there's been quite a number of sackings since the last episode, where I think Zidane is after being sacked by Leicester. Luis Enrique got sacked by Wolfsburg. And there was someone else, I think, that was after getting sacked. But this should be finished. The time is up, ref. Whoa. Gentile managed to get in front of Mayer's shot. Somebody was offside anyway. The ball went very far forward compared to where it was. We have one final attempt. Harvey Elliott gets tackled, and we have won the POKAL. So we won 4 trophies this year. Didn't win the one we wanted, but it's fine. Mark Wright gets player of the match with 2 goals. We still won the game. That's all that matters. Congratulations, boys. We won it. Vinicius Jr. was our best player. Supposedly in Carlos Mina. Not pleased with you tonight. If it was the Champions League, I'd let them away with it. It's the POKAL. You won a trophy, but it wasn't a great performance. But we've won it. What I forgot to mention after winning the league in the last, before the last episode, was I'm now an icon of the club. Which, that's pretty good. Kyle George's favourite personnel, but Esposito, Carlos Mina, Szoboszlai, Gary Vidal. Nobody has moved into the icons with me, but nobody's been here as long as I have, apart from Arne Meyer. I can't believe Arne Meyer still hasn't been included in anything. He's been around for so long, and the poor man, he's never going to get the recognition he deserves. We got 4 million for winning the POKAL. Who got medals? What player played the least? Asdar. Get the medal for playing the POKAL. Came off the bench once. He gets the medal. Okay, fair enough. Piejo. Is there anyone else? I would have. Not 25 medals. That's not too many. Germany can afford it. We've led the team to glory. We've won the POKAL for the first time in the club's history. A couple of players are out on loan. We just got reports on them. We paid out 2.7 million for winning the cup, which is chump change at this stage, and nobody in the POKAL was good enough for us to even consider looking at. With the Bundesliga money, we have 615 million basically in the bank. Transfer budget of 418 million for the summer, and the wage budget is 4.5 million. So we have 2.6 million? 2.55. It's close enough. 2.6 million. And at the moment we only have this guy coming in, who is just a Chilean centre-back who I saw. Thought, why not give him a chance? 2 million. He's valued at 450 quid. His value's gone down since we agreed to sign him. This guy, he could be good. We'll give him a chance to see. Throw him into the under-19s and see where he comes from. But I don't know how we found him. I think we must have somebody in South America scouting, because why else would we have gotten told about it? Or how else would we have found him? Anyway, we're going to have a quick look at the job centre. So Leicester did sack Zidane. Wolfsburg sacked Luis Enrique, and Hannover 96 sacked their manager. That was the person I was thinking of. I thought it was a team that were higher, but they sacked Roger Schmidt after almost 2.5 years. That's 2.5 years. We've been around for 6 years now, so we've been around for a little while. Sarri is on the verge of being sacked by Juventus for finishing 6th. Lazio might be sacking Shane Long for finishing 4th. Napoli finished 9th. That's fair enough. Monaco finishing 4th, looking at getting rid of Claude Puel. Jurgen Klopp finished 2nd, and he is insecure in his job. Villarreal, Genoa, Dijon, Bochum. Any other interest? No. Liechtenstein might be looking for a new manager. North Macedonia. Might I go to Norway? Qatar. There was a Qatari player appeared in my scout report, and it was like, oh, this guy's really good. You should look to sign him. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll send one of my scouts to check him out. Yeah, he's like a 1-star player. He's going to cost like 15 million to buy. I was like, no, you're grand, thanks. You're fine, thank you. I no. So next episode, we're going to come back and we are going to look at the awards for the end of the season, and we're going to have a quick look at the transfers that we have done. And then the episode after, we're going to play our first league game of the season. And we'll have a look at who we're going to get drawn in the Champions League. Speaking of, when is the Champions League final? It is in a couple of days. Who's playing in the Europa League? It's going to be Juventus and Man City. And Tottenham, Bayern Munich in the League 2 Conference League thing, whatever it's called. If I look, is there any interest? Oh yeah, before we go. Man United win the Premier League. And Arsenal getting 6th. It's not very good. West Ham, Norwich and Derby all going down. Barcelona are champions. Atletico Madrid, that is really disappointing. They were so far ahead of everyone else for a considerable length of the season, and they've just crumbled. The final team hasn't been relegated yet. PSG, of course, have won the league in France, because that's standard. Bordeaux just survived relegation. Saint Etienne in 14th. We would have expected a bit more from them. Metz in 5th. That's crazy. The Serie A hasn't been decided yet. It is one of the Milan clubs are going to win it. So Inter or AC are going to win. Kind of curious who is. AC play Spal, who are relegated, and Inter play Napoli. So I'd say AC Milan are probably going to win the Serie A again, 2nd year in a row. And Atalanta in 11th. That's surprising. The fact that Napoli are 9th is also surprising. But other than that, not a whole lot of crazy things happening in the world of football. West Ham being relegated, it's West Ham, what you expect. Brighton, to be fair, Brighton gets 7th. That is not bad. So, like I said, next episode will be us looking at the awards, and then we are going to have a look at our transfers that we've done. Don't expect too much. I say that now. It'll probably end up being insane, where we're just going to sign 400 players and sell our entire squad. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. You'll find out soon enough. So if you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share with all of your friends. And I'll see you in the next one.